Troy, there lies the scene. From isles of Greece the princes Orgulus, their high blood chafed, have to the port of Athens sent their ships, fraught with the ministers and instruments of cruel war. 69 that wore their crownets regal from the Athenian bay set forth toward Phrygia, and their vows made to ransack Troy, within whose strong immures the ravished Helen, Menelaus' queen, with wanton Paris sleeps. And that's the quarrel. To Tenedos they come, the deep-drawing barks do there disgorge their warlike fraughtage. The fresh and yet unbruised Greeks do pitch their brave pavilions. Priam's six-gated city and corresponsive and fulfilling bolts spur up the sons of Troy. No expectation tickling skittish spirits on one another's side, Trojan and Greek, sets all on hazard, and hither am I come, a prologue armed, but not in confidence of author's pen or actor's voice, but suited in like conditions as our argument, to tell you, fair beholders, that our play leaps o'er the vaunt and first things of these broils, beginning in the middle, starting thence away, to what may be digested in play. Like or find fault, do as your pleasures are. Now good or bad, 'tis but the chance of war.
Why should I war without the walls of Troy, that finds such cruel battle here within? Each Trojan that is master of his heart, let him to field. Troilus, alas, hath none.
Will this gear ne'er be mended?
The Greeks are strong and skillful to their strength, fierce to their skill, and to their fierceness valiant. But I am weaker than a woman's tear, tamer than sleep, fonder than ignorance, less valiant than the virgin in the night, and skilless as unpracticed infancy.
Well, I have told you of enough. For my part, I'll not meddle nor make no more in the matter. He that will have a cake out of the wheat must needs tarry the grinding.
Patience herself, what goddess ere she be, doth lesser blench at sufferance than I do. At Priam's royal table do I sit, and when fair Cressida comes into my thoughts,
So, traitor, when she comes, when is she thence?
Well, she looked yesternight fairer than ever I saw her look, or any woman else.
I was about to tell thee, when my heart, as wedged with a sigh, would rive in twain, lest Hector my father should perceive me, I have, as when the sun doth light a storm, buried this sigh in wrinkle of a smile. But sorrow, that is couched in seeming gladness, is like that mirth fate turns to sudden sadness.
And were her hair not somewhat darker than Helen's? But go to, there's no more comparison between the women. I would not praise her, as she is my kinswoman, but I would someone had heard her talk yesterday as I had. I will not dispraise your sister Cassandra's wit.
Pandarus, I tell thee, Pandarus, when I do tell thee, there my hopes lie drowned, reply not in how many fathoms deep they lie drenched. I tell thee I'm mad in Cressida's love, thou answerest she is fair. Poorest in the open ulcer of my heart, her eyes, her hair, her cheek, her gait, her voice, handlest in thy discourse. Oh, but her hand. This thou tellest me when I say I love her, but saying thus, instead of oil and balm, thou layest in every gash that love hath given me the knife that made it.
I speak only the truth.
Thou dost not speak so much.
I have had my labor for my travail, ill thought of on her and ill thought of on you, gone between and between, but small thanks for my labor.
What, art thou angry, Pandarus? What, with me?
Because she is kin to me, therefore she's not so fair as Helen. And were she not kin to me, she'd be as fair on Friday as Helen is on Sunday.
Say I, she is not fair?
I do not care whether you do or no. Let her to the Greeks and to her father, and so I'll tell her next I see her. For my part, I'll not meddle nor make no more in the matter.
Pandarus!
Not I!
Sweet Pandarus!
Pray you! Speak no more to me. I'll leave all as I found it, and there an end.
Peace, you ungracious clamors! Peace, rude sounds, fools on both sides. Helen must needs be fair, when with your blood you daily paint her thus. I cannot fight upon this argument. It is too starved a subject for my sword. But Pandarus, gods, how do you plague me? I cannot come to Cressida but by Pandar, and he's as tetchy as woo to be woo. Between our Ilium and where she resides, let it be called the wild and wandering flood. Ourself the merchant, and the sailing Pandar our doubtful hope, our convoy in our bark. What news, Aeneas, from the field today?
That Paris has returned home and hurt.
By whom, Aeneas?
Troilus by Menelaus.
Let Paris bleed. 'Tis but a scar to scorn. Paris is gored by Menelaus' horn.
Who are those went by? Queen Hecuba and Helen. And whither go they? To see the battle. Hector, whose patience as a virtue fixed, today was moved. He chid Andromache and struck his armorer. And if there were husbandry in war, before the sun arose, he was harnessed light. And to the field goes he, for every flower did as a prophet weep for what it saw in Hector's wrath.
What was the cause of his anger?
There is among the Greeks a man of Trojan blood, nephew to Hector. They call him Ajax. This man, lady, hath robbed many beasts of their particular additions. He's as valiant as the lion, churlish as the bear, slow as the elephant, a man into whom nature hath so crowded many humors that his valor is crushed into folly, his folly sauced with discretion. There is no man hath a virtue that he hath not a glimpse of, nor man an attaint that he hath no stain of. He is melancholy without cause, and merry against the hair.
But how should this man that makes me smile make Hector angry?
They say yesterday he coped Hector into battle and struck him down. The disdain and scorn ever kept him fasting and waking.
Hector's a gallant man.
As ever may be in the world, lady.
Good morrow, Uncle Pandarus.
Good morrow, cousin Cressida. What do you talk of? Was Hector armed and gone ere ye came to Ilium? Helen was not up, was she?
Hector was gone, but Helen was not up.
True, he was so. I know the cause, too. He'll be about him today, I can tell them that. And let them take heed of Troilus. I can tell them that, too.
What, is he angry too?
Who? Troilus? Troilus is the better man of the two.
Oh, Jupiter, there's no comparison.
What? No comparison? Not between Troilus and Hector? Do you know a man when you see one?
Aye, if I ever saw him before and knew him.
Well, the gods are above. Time will friend or end, they say. Well, Troilus, well, would my heart were in her body. No, Hector's no better man than Troilus. He'll not have his wit this year.
He shall not need it if he have his own.
Nor his qualities.
No matter.
Nor his beauty.
'Twould not become him.
You
His
have-
own's better.
You have no judgment, niece. Helen herself swore the other day that Troilus...
To say the truth, true and not true.
She praised his complexion above Paris.
Why? Paris have color enough.
So he has.
Then Troilus should have too much. If she praised him above, his complexion is higher than his. He having color enough and the other higher is too flaming a praise for a good complexion. I had lief Helen's golden tongue had commended Troilus for a copper nose.
Nay, I swear to you, I think she loves him better than Paris.
Then she is a merry Greek indeed.
Nay, I am sure of it. But to prove to you that Helen loves Troilus, she came and put me her hand on his cloven chin.
Juno, have mercy, how came the cloven?
Why, you know 'tis dimpled. I think his smiling becomes him better than any man in Phrygia.
Oh, he smiles valiantly.
Does he not?
Oh yes, and 'twere a cloud in autumn.
Well, go to, then. But to prove to you that Helen loves Troilus.
Troilus will stand to the proof if you'll prove it so.
Troilus? He esteems her no more than I esteem an addle egg. I cannot but laugh to think how she puts her hand on his chin and takes it upon her to spy a white hair on his chin.
Oh, alas, poor chin, many a wart is richer.
But there was such laughing. Queen Hecuba laughed till her eyes ran o'er, and Cassandra laughed.
But there was more temperate fire under the pot of her eyes. Did her eyes run over too?
And Hector laughed.
At what was all this laughter?
The laughing was not as much at him as at his pretty answer.
And what was his answer?
Quoth she, here's but 52 hairs on your head, and one of them is white. 52 hairs, and one white, quoth he. The white one is my father, and the rest his sons. Jupiter, quoth she, which of these is Paris, my husband? The forked one, quoth he, plucked out and give it him. Oh, but there was such laughing, and Helen so blushed, and Paris so chafed, and all the rest laughed that it passed.
So let it now, for it has been a while going by.
Hark, they are coming from the field. Shall we stand up here and see them as they pass toward Ilium? Good niece, do, sweet niece Cressida.
At your pleasure.
Here's an excellent place. Here we may see most bravely. I'll tell you them all by their name as they pass by, but mark you Troilus above the rest.
Speak not so loud.
There's Aeneas. There's a brave man, niece. He's one of the flowers of Troy, I can tell you. But mark you Troilus, you shall see anon. That's Hector, that, look you, that, oh, why, there's a fellow. Oh, there's a brave man, niece.
Oh, a brave man.
Does a man's heart good. Look ye yonder. What hacks are on his helm? Look ye yonder. There's no jesting. There's laying on, taked off who will. There be hacks.
Be those with swords?
Swords? Anything, and he cares not. And the devil come to him, it's all one. By God's lid, it does a man's heart good. Yonder comes Paris. Yonder comes Paris. Oh, look ye yonder, niece. Is it not a gallant man? Why, this is a brave thing. Ah, who said he came home hurt today? He's not hurt. This will do Helen's heart good.
What sneaking fellow comes yonder?
Where? Yonder. 'Tis Troilus. There's a man, niece. Brave Troilus, the prince of chivalry. Mark him. Note him. Look you how stained with blood his sword is. And how his helm is more hacked than Hector's. And how he looks, and how he goes. Oh, admirable youth. He ne'er saw 23. Go thy ways, Troilus. Go thy ways. Oh, had I a sister were a grace, or a daughter a goddess, he should have his choice. Paris, Paris is dirt to him. And I warrant Helen to change would give an eye to boot.
There is, among the Greeks, Achilles, a better man than Troilus.
Achilles? A drayman, a porter, a very camel.
Well, well.
Well, well. Have you no discretion? Have you no eyes? Do you not know what a man is? Is it not birth, beauty, good shape, discourse, manhood, gentleness, learning, virtue, youth, liberality, and such like the salt and spice that season a man?
Aye, a minced man. And then to be baked with no date in the pie, for then the man's date's out.
You are such a woman. One knows not at what ward you lie.
Upon my back to defend my belly, upon my wits to defend my wiles, my secrecy to defend my honesty, my mask to defend my beauty, and you to defend all these. And at these wards I lie at 1,000 watches.
You are such another.
Sir, my lord would instantly speak with you.
Where?
At your own house. There he unarms him.
Good boy. Tell him I come. I doubt he be hurt, niece. Fare you well.
Adieu, uncle.
I'll be with you by and by, niece.
Words, vows, gifts, tears, and love's full sacrifice he offers in another's enterprise. Yet more in Troilus 1,000-fold I see, than in the glass of Pandar's praise may be. Yet hold I off. Women are angels wooing. Things won are done. Joy's soul lies in the doing. That she beloved knows not that knows not this. Men prize a thing ungained more than it is. That she was never yet that ever knew love got so strong as when desire did sue. Therefore, this maxim out of love I teach. Achievement is command. ungained beseech, then though my heart's content from love doth bear, nothing of that shall for mine eyes appear.
Princes, what grief hath set the jaundice on your cheeks? The ample proposition that hope makes in all designs begun on earth below fails in the promised largeness. Nor, princes, is it matter new to us that we come short of our suppose so far. That after 7 years' siege yet Troy's walls stand, you with cheeks abashed behold our works and call them shames? Which are indeed not else but the protractive trials of great Jove to find persistive constancy in men. But distinction winnows the light away, and what hath mass lies rich in virtue.
In the reproof of chance lies the true proof of men. Even so, doth valor's worth and valor's show divide in storms of fortune, when the splitting wind makes flexible the knees of knotted oaks, and flies fled under shade? Why then, the thing of courage, as roused with rage doth sympathize.
Agamemnon, thou great commander, nerve and bone of Greece, heart of our number, soul and only spirit, hear what Ulysses speaks.
Speak, Prince of Ithaca, and be it of less expect that matter needless of importless burden divide thy lips, than we are confident when rank Thersites opes his mastic jaws, we shall hear music, wit, and oracle.
Troy, yet upon his basis, had been down, and the great Hector's sword had lacked a master but for these instances. Look, how many Grecian tents do stand hollow upon this plain? When that the general is not like the hive, to whom the foragers shall all repair, what honey is expected? The heavens themselves, the planets, and this center observe degree, priority, and place, office and custom in all lines of order. But when the planets in evil mixture to disorder wander, what plagues and what portents, what mutinies, what raging of the sea, shaking of earth, oh, when degree is shaped, which is the ladder to all high designs, then enterprise is sick. How could communities but by degree stand in authentic place? Take but degree away, untune that string, and hark what discord follows. And the rude son should strike his father dead. Force should be right, or rather right and wrong should lose their name, and so should justice too. Agamemnon, this chaos, when degree is suffocate, follows the choking. The general's disdained, by him one step below, he by the next, that next by him beneath, so every step, example by the first pace, is sick of his superior, and grows to an envious fever of pale and bloodless emulation. And 'tis this fever that keeps Troy on foot, not on her own sinews. To end a tale of length, Troy in our weakness stands, not in her strength.
Most wisely hath the Ulysses here discovered the fever whereof all our power is sick.
The nature of the sickness found, Ulysses. What is the remedy?
The great Achilles, having his ear full of his airy fame, grows dainty of his worth, and in his tent lies mocking our designs. And with him Patroclus, upon a lazy bed the livelong day, breaks scurril jest, and with ridiculous and awkward action he pageants us. Sometime, great Agamemnon, he acts thy greatness in, but when he speaks, 'tis like a chime amending with terms unsquared. At this fusty stuff, the large Achilles upon a pressbed lolling cries, "Excellent! 'Tis Agamemnon just. Now play me, Nestor, hem and stroke thy beard." And then, forsooth, the faint defects of age must be the scenes of mirth. To cough and spit, shake in and out the rivet. At this sport, Sir Valor dies, cries, "Oh, enough, Patroclus, or give me ribs of steel. I shall split all in pleasure of my spleen." And in this fashion, all our abilities, nature's gifts, serve as stuff for these two to make paradoxes.
And in the imitation of these twain, many are in fact. Ajax is grown self-willed and bears his head in full array as such a place as broad Achilles, rails on our state of war, bold as an oracle, and sets Thersites, a slave whose gall coin slanders like a mint, to match us in comparisons with dirt, to weaken and discredit our exposure.
They tax our policy and call it cowardice, count wisdom as no member of the war, forestall prescience and esteem no act but that of hand. The still and mental parts which do contrive how many hands shall strike one that have not a finger's dignity. They call this bed work, mappery, closet war.
What would you for our tent?
Is this great Agamemnon's tent, sir, I pray you?
Even this?
That may one who is a prince and a herald do a message to his kingly ear.
With surety stronger than Achilles' arm for all the Greekish heads, which with one voice call Agamemnon head and general.
Fair leave and large security. But how might one who is a stranger to these most imperial looks know them from the eyes of any other mortal?
How?
I bid thee waken with a reverence, and be ready with a blush as modest as morning when she gazes upon the youthful Phoebus. Which is this god in office guiding men? Which is the high and mighty Agamemnon?
This Trojan scorns us. Or the men of Troy are ceremonious courtiers.
Courtiers, free, debonair, unarmed as bending angels. But peace, Aeneas, peace, Trojan, lay thy finger on thy lips.
What's your affair, I pray you?
Sir, pardon, 'tis for Agamemnon's ears.
Speak frankly as the wind, it is not Agamemnon's sleeping hour, that thou shalt know. Trojan, he is awake. He tells thee so himself.
We have great Agamemnon. In Troy, a prince called Hector. Priam is his father. If there be a Grecian who knows his valor and knows not his fear, who does love his woman more than in confession, and will avow her beauty and worth in other alms than hers, to him this challenge. Hector hath a lady wiser, fairer, truer than any Greek did compass in his arms, and will with his trumpet call tomorrow rouse any Grecian as true in love. If he comes, Hector will honor him, and if not, he will say in Troy that the Grecian dames are sunburnt and not worth the splinter of a lance.
This shall be told our lovers, Lord Aeneas. If none of them have soul in such a kind, we left them all at home. But we are soldiers. If then one is, or hath, or means to be, that one meets Hector. If none else, I am he.
Tell him of Nestor, one that was a man when Hector's grandsire sucked. He is old now. But if there be not in our Grecian host one noble man that hath one spark of life to answer for his love, tell him that my lady was fairer than his grandam and as chaste as may be in the world. His youth and flood. I'll prove this truth with my 3 drops of blood.
Achilles shall have word of this intent. So shall each lord of Greece, from tent to tent. Yourself shall feast with us before you go, and find the welcome of a noble foe.
Nestor,
What says Ulysses?
this challenge that the gallant Hector sends, however it is spread in general, name relates in purpose only to Achilles.
And in the publication make no string, but that Achilles will with great speed of judgment, aye, with celerity, find Hector's purpose pointing on him.
And wake him to the answer, think you?
Yes, 'tis most meet. Who may you well suppose that can from Hector bring his honor off, if not Achilles? It is supposed he that meets Hector issues from our choice, and choice, being mutual act of all our souls, makes merit her election, and doth boil as 'twere a man from us all distilled out of our virtues. From hence receives the conquering part, to steal a strong opinion to themselves.
Do not consent that ever Hector and Achilles meet, for both our honor and our shame are dogged with two strange followers.
I see them not with my old eyes. What are they?
What glory Achilles shares from Hector, were he not proud, we all should share with him. But he is already too insolent. No, make a lottery, and, by device, let blockish Ajax draw the sword to fight with Hector. If the dull brainless Ajax comes safe off, we'll dress him up in voices. If he fail, yet go we under our opinion still that we have better men. But, hit or miss, our project's life this shape of sense assumes. Ajax employed plucks down Achilles' plumes.
Ulysses? Now I begin to relish thy advice. And I will give a taste of it forthwith to Agamemnon. Go we to him straight. Two curs shall tame each other, pride alone must tear the mastiff sword as 'twere their bone.
Agamemnon, how if he had boils, full, all over, generally?
Thursday!
And those boils did run. Say so, did not the general run then? Were not that a bocce corps?
Dog!
Then would come some matter from him. I see none now.
Thou bitch wolf son, canst thou not hear? Feel then.
The plague of Greece upon thee, thou mongrel beef-witted lord.
Speak then, thou Vinuit's leaven, speak. I'll beat thee into handsomeness.
I would sooner rail thee into wit and holiness. But I think thy horse will sooner con an oration than thou learn a prayer without book.
Toadstool, learn me the proclamation.
Thou art proclaimed a fool, I think.
Do not, Porpentine, do not. My fingers itch.
Thou grumblest and railest every hour on Achilles, and thou art as full of envy at his greatness as Cerberus is at Proserpine's beauty. Thou shouldest strike him.
Cobloaf!
He would pun thee into shivers with his fist as a sailor breaks a biscuit.
Thou stool for a witch!
I do, thou sodden-witted lord. Thou hast no more brains than I have in mine elbows. An Asenago may tutor thee, thou scurvy valiant ass. Thou art here but to thrash Trojans.
You dog!
You scurvy lord!
Thou horse and cur!
Mars is idiot. Do rudeness. Do camel. Do.
Well, how now, Ajax? Wherefore do you thus? Well, how now, Thersites? What's the matter, man?
Nay, look upon him.
So I do. What's the matter?
But yet you look not well upon him, for whosoever you take him to be, he is Ajax.
I know that fool.
Aye, but the fool knows not himself.
Therefore I beat thee.
Oh, lo. What modicums of wit he utters. His evasions have ears thus long. This Lord Achilles, Ajax, who wears his wit in his belly and his gut in his head, I'll tell you what I say of him.
What?
I say, this Ajax
Naked Ajax
has not so much wit
Nay, I must hold
as
thee.
would stop the eye of Ellen's needle for whom he comes to fight.
Peace, fool.
I will hold my peace, but the fool will not. I serve thee not. I serve here voluntarily.
Your last service was sufferance. 'Twas not voluntary. No man is beaten voluntary. Ajax was here the voluntary, and you was under an impress.
Oh, Hector have a great catch if you knock out either of your brains. I'll wear a good crack of fusty nut with no kernel.
What, with me too, Thersites?
There's Ulysses and old Nestor, whose wit was moldy ere your grandsires had nails on their toes. Yoke you like draught oxen and make you plow up the wars.
No more words, Thersites. Peace.
I will hold my peace when Achilles Brock bids me, shall I?
There's for you, Patroclus.
I will see you hanged like clot poles ere I come to any more to your tents. I will keep where there is wit stirring and leave the faction of fools.
A good riddance.
Marry this, sir, it is proclaimed through all our host that Hector, by the 5th hour of the sun, with the trumpet, twixt our tents in Troy tomorrow morning, summon some knights to arms that hath the stomach, and one such that dare maintain? I know not. 'Tis trash. Farewell.
Farewell? Who shall answer him?
I know not. 'Tis but to lottery, otherwise he knew his man.
Oh, meaning you. I shall go learn more of it.
After so many hours, lives, speeches spent, thus once again says Nestor from the Greeks, deliver Helen, and all damage else shall be struck off. Hector, what say you to it?
Though no man lesser fears the Greeks than I, as far as toucheth my particular, yet, dread Priam, there is no lady of more softer bowels, more ready to cry out who knows what follows, than Hector is. The wound of peace is surety, surety secure, but modest doubt is called the beacon of the wise. Let Helen go. Since the first sword was drawn about this question, every tithe soul hath been as dear as Helen. If we have lost so many tenths of ours to guard a thing not ours, nor worth to us had it our name the value of 1/10. What merits in that reason which denies the yielding of her up?
Fie, my brother, weigh you the worth and honor of a king so great as our dread father in a scale of common ounces? Fie, for godly shame.
No marvel, though you bite so sharp at reasons, you are so empty of them. Should not our father bear the great sway of his affairs with reasons? Because your speech hath none that tells him so.
Here are your reasons. You know an enemy intends you harm, you know a sword employed is perilous, and reason flies the object of all harm. Who marvels then when Hector beholds a Grecian in a sword, if he do set the very wings of reason to his heels and fly like chidden Mercury from Jove, or like a star disorbed? Nay, if we talk of reason, let's shut our gates and sleep. Reason and respect make livers pale, and lustihood deject.
Brother, she is not worth what she doth cost the holding.
What is aught but as 'tis value?
But value dwells not in particular will. It holds its dignity and estimate as well wherein 'tis precious of itself as in the prizer. 'Tis mad idolatry to make the service greater than the god.
I take today a wife, and my election is led on in the conduct of my will enkindled by mine eyes and ears. How may I avoid, although my will distaste what is elected, the wife I chose? There could be no evasion to blench from this, and to stand firm by honor. We turn not back the silks upon the merchants when we have soiled them. It was thought meet Paris should do some vengeance against the Greeks. Your breath of full consent bellied his sails, and for an old aunt whom the Greeks held captive, he brought a Grecian queen. Why keep we her? The Grecians keep our aunt. Is she worth keeping? Why, she is a pearl, whose price hath launched above 1,000 ships, and turned crowned kings to merchants. If you will vouch to his wisdom, Paris went, as you must need, for you all cried, go, go. If you'll confess he brought home noble prize, beggar the estimation which you prize richer than sea and land? Theft most base, that we have stolen what we do fear to keep. But thieves, unworthy of a thing so stolen, that in their country did them that disgrace, we fear to warrant in our native place.
Cry, Trojans, cry!
What noise? What shriek is this?
'Tis our mad sister. I do know her voice.
Cry, Trojans!
It is Cassandra.
Cry, Trojans, cry! Lend me 10,000 eyes, and I will fill them with prophetic tears.
Peace, sister, peace.
Virgins and boys, mid-age and wrinkled eld, soft infancy that nothing canst but cry. Add to my clamors, let us pay betime a mighty that mass of moan to come. Cry, Trojans, cry! Practice your eyes with tears. Troy must not be, nor goodly Ilions stand. Our firebrand brother Paris burns us all. Cry, Trojans, cry. A Helen and a woe. Cry, cry. Troy burns, else let Helen go.
Now, youthful Troilus, do not these high strains of divination in our sister work some touches of remorse? Or is your blood so madly hot that no discourse of reason, nor fear of bad success in a bad cause can qualify the same?
Why, brother Hector, we may not deject the courage of our minds because Cassandra's mad. Her brain-sick raptures cannot distaste the goodness of a quarrel, which hath our several honors all engaged.
I attest the gods. Your full consent gave wings to my prepension and cut off all fears attending on so dire a project. For what, alas, could these my single arms? Yet I protest, were I alone to pass the difficulties, and had as ample power as I have will, Paris should ne'er retract what he hath done, nor faint in the pursuit.
Paris! You speak like one besotted on your sweet delights. You have the honey still, but these the gall. So to be valiant is no praise at all.
Sir, I propose not merely to myself the pleasure such a beauty brings with it, but that I would have the soil of her fair rape wiped off in honorable keeping her. What treason were it to the ransacked queen, disgrace to your great worths, and shame to me, now to offer her possession up on terms of base compulsion? There's not the meanest spirit on our party without a heart to dare or sword to draw when Helen is defended. Then I say, well, may we fight for her whom we know well, the world's large spaces cannot parallel.
Paris and Troilus, you have both said well, and on the cause in question now in hand have glozed, but superficially, not much unlike young men. The reasons you allege do more conduce to the hot passions of distempered blood than to make up a free determination twixt right and wrong. For pleasure and revenge have ears more deaf than adders to the voice of any true decision. What nearer debt in all humanity than wife is to the husband? If Helen then be wife to Sparta's king, as it is known she is, these moral laws of nature and of nations speak aloud to have her back returned. Thus, to persist in doing wrong extenuates not wrong, but makes it much more heavy. Hector's opinion is this in way of truth. Yet, nevertheless, my sprightly brethren, I prepend to you in resolution. Keep Helen still.
Were not the glory that we more affected than the heaving of our spleens, I would not wish a drop of Trojan blood spent more in her defense. But worthy Hector, she's a theme of honor and renown, a spur to valiant and magnanimous deeds, whose present courage may beat down our foes, and fame and time come canonize us. For I presume brave Hector would not lose such rich advantage of a promised glory for the wide world's revenue.
I am yours, you valiant offspring of great Priamus. I have a roisting challenge sent amongst the dung and factious nobles of the Greeks will strike amazement to their drowsy spirits. I was advertised their great general slept, whilst emulation in the army crept. This, I presume, will wake him.
How now, Thersites? What, lost in the labyrinth of thy fury, shall the elephant Ajax carry it thus? He beats me, and I rail at him. Oh, worthy satisfaction, were it were otherwise that I could beat him whilst he railed at me. Sfoot, I'll learn to conjure and raise devils, but I'll see some issue of my spiteful execrations. Then there's Achilles, a rare engineer. If Troy be not taken till these two undermine it, the walls will stand till they fall of themselves. After this, the vengeance on the whole camp, or rather, the bone ache. The common curse of mankind, folly and ignorance, be thine in great revenue. Heaven bless thee from a tutor, and discipline be not near thee. Let thy blood be thy direction till thy death. Then, if she that lays thee out says thou art a fair course, I'll be sworn and sworn upon it she never shrouded any but Lazarus. Amen. What ho, my lord Achilles?
Who's there?
Thersites, my lord.
Where? Come, what's Agamemnon?
Thy commander Achilles. Now tell me, Patroclus, what's Achilles?
Thy lord, Thersites, and tell me, I pray thee, what's thyself?
Thy knower, Patroclus. Agamemnon commands Achilles. Achilles is my lord. I am Patroclus's knower, and Patroclus is a fool.
You rascal!
Agamemnon is a fool, Achilles is a fool, Thersites is a fool, and as aforesaid, Patroclus is a fool.
Why am I a fool?
Make that demand with approver. It suffices me thou art. Look you, who comes here?
Patroclus, speak with no one. Come in with me, Thersites.
All the arguments a cuckold and a whore, a good quarrel to draw emulous factions and bleed to death upon. And war and lechery confound all.
Where is Achilles?
Within his tent, but he'll disposed, my lord.
Hear you, Patroclus, we are too well acquainted with these answers. Much attribute he hath, yet all his virtues, not virtuously on his own part beheld, do in our eyes begin to lose their gloss. We come to speak with him, and you shall not sin if you do say we think him over-proud and under-honest. Go tell him this, and add, bring action hither, this cannot go to war. A stirring dwarf we do allowance give before a sleeping giant. Tell him so.
I shall, and bring his answer presently.
And second voice will not be satisfied. We come to speak with him. Ulysses, enter you.
Do you not think he thinks himself a better man than I?
No question.
Will you subscribe his thought and say he is?
No, noble Ajax. You are as strong, as wise, as valiant, no less noble, much more gentle, and altogether more tractable.
Why should a man be proud? How doth pride grow? I know not what pride is.
Your mind is the clearer, Ajax, and your virtues the fairer.
I do hate a proud man, as I hate the engendering of toads.
Yet he loves himself, it's not strange.
Achilles will not to the field tomorrow.
What's his excuse?
Things small as nothing, for request's sake only, he makes important. Possessed he is with greatness, and speaks not to himself, but with a pride that quarrels itself breath.
Let Ajax go to him. Dear lord, go you and greet him in his tent. 'Tis said he holds you well.
Oh, Agamemnon, let it not be so! We'll consecrate the steps that Ajax makes when they go from Achilles. Shall the proud lord that base his arrogance with his own seem be held? Of that an idol we hold more than he? This thrice worthy and right valiant lord must not so stale his palm, but by going to Achilles.
Oh, this is well. He rubs the vein of him.
And how his silence makes up this applause.
If I go to him with an armed fist, I'll pass him over the face.
Oh no, you shall not go.
A paltry, insolent fellow.
How he describes himself.
I'll let his humors blood.
He will be the physician that should be the patient.
And all men rub the mind.
Which would be out of fashion.
Should not bear it so. I should eat swords first. Shall pride carry it?
And would yet carry him.
My lord, you feed too much on this dislike.
You must prepare to fight without Achilles.
A horse and dog that should pelter thus with us, would he were a Trojan.
What a vice word in Ajax now.
If he were proud.
Or covetous of praise.
I are surly born.
Or strange or self-affected.
Thank the heavens, Lord, thou art of sweet composure. Praise him that got thee, she that gave thee suck, but he that disciplined thy arms to fight, let Mars divide eternity in twain and give him half. Please it our great general to call together all his state of war. Fresh kings are come to Troy. Tomorrow we must with all our main of power stand fast. And here's a lord. Come knights from east to west and call their flower. Ajax shall cope the best.
Go we to council. Let Achilles sleep. Light boats sail swift, though greater hulks draw deep.
Fair be to you, fair lord, and all this fair company. Fair desires in all fair measure fairly guide them, especially to you, fair queen. Fair thoughts be your fair pillow.
My lord, you are full of fair words.
I have business to my lord, sweet queen. My lord, will you vouchsafe me a word?
Nay, this shall not hedge us out. We'll hear you sing, certainly.
You are most pleasant with me, my queen, but marry thus, my lord. My dearest lord and most esteemed friend.
My lord Pandarus, my honey, sweet lord.
Go to, sweet queen, go to. Your brother Troilus commends himself most affectionately to
You shall not bob us out of this melody. If you do, our melancholy upon your head.
Sweet queen, that's a sweet queen, in faith.
And to make a sweet lady sad is a sour offense.
Does desire of you that if the king should call on him at supper, you make his excuse.
What exploits in hand, where subsea tonight?
Nay, but my lord.
What says my sweet queen? Oh, my cousin will fall out with you. You must not know where he sups.
I'll lay my life with my disposer Cressida.
Good my lord! Why should you say Cressida?
Why, this is kindly done.
My niece is in love with the thing you have, sweet queen.
Then she shall have it, my lord, if it not be my lord Paris.
Paris? She'll none of him, they two are twain.
Falling in after falling out may make them a three.
Come, I'll hear no more of this. I'll sing you a song now.
Aye, prithee now. By my troth, my sweet lord, thou hast a fine forehead. Let thy song be of love. This love will undo us all. Oh, Cupid, Cupid, Cupid.
Love, that it shall, in faith.
Aye, good now. Love, love, nothing but love.
By my troth, it begins so. Love, love, nothing but love, still more. For oh, love's potions buck and go. The shaft confounds, not that it wounds, but tickles still the sore. These lovers cry, oh, oh, they die at that which seems the wound to kill. Doth turn, oh, oh, to ha-ha-he. But dying love is still, oh, oh, while but ha-ha-ha. Oh, oh, cries out for ha-ha-ha. Hey-ho.
In love I faith to the very tip of the nose.
He eats nothing but doves, love, and that breeds hot blood. And hot blood begets hot thoughts, and hot thoughts beget hot deeds. And hot deeds is love.
Hot words, hot deeds. Is this the generation of love? Why, these are vipers. Is love a generation of vipers? My lord, who wast in the field today?
Hector, Helenus, Antenor, and all the gallantry of Troy. I would fain have armed today, but mine no would not have it so. How chanced my brother Troilus went not?
I long to hear how he sped today. You'll remember your brother's excuse.
To a hair.
Farewell, sweet queen.
They're come from field. Let us to Priam's hall to greet the warriors. Sweet Helen, I must woo you to help unarm our Hector. His stubborn buckles with these your white enchanting fingers touched shall more obey than to the edge of steel or force of Greekish sinews. He shall do more than all the island kings. Disarm great Hector.
'Twill make us proud to be his servant, Paris. Yea, what he shall receive of us in duty gives us more palm and beauty than what we have. Yea, overshines ourselves.
Sweet, above thought, I love thee.
I am giddy. Expectation whirls me round. The imaginary relish is so sweet that it enchants my sense. What will it be when that watery palate tastes indeed love's thrice repured nectar? Death, I fear me. Swooning destruction or some joy too fine, too subtle, potent tune, too sharp in sweetness. For the capacity of my ruder powers, I fear it much. And I do fear, besides, that I shall lose distinction in my joys, as doth a battle when they charge on heaps, the enemy flying.
She's making her ready. She'll come to you straight. You must be witty now. She does so blush. It is the prettiest villain. She fetches her breath as short as the new-ta'en sparrow.
Even such a passion doth embrace my bosom. My heart beats thicker than a feverous pulse.
Come, what needs you blush? Shame's a baby. Here she is. Swear to her now the oaths you swore to me. Why do you not speak to her? So, rub on and kiss the mistress. Oh, now, carpenter, build there. The air is sweet. Nay, you two shall fight your hearts out ere I part you.
You have bereft me of all words, lady.
Words pay no debts, give her deeds. But she'll bereave you of the deeds, too, if she call your activity in question. Come in, I'll go get a fire.
Will you walk in, my lord?
Oh, Cressida, how often have I wished me thus?
Wish, my lord, the gods grant. Oh, my lord.
What should they grant? What makes this pretty abruption?
Blind fear that seeing reason leads finds safer footing than blind reason stumbling without fear. To fear the worst oft cures the worse.
Let my lady apprehend no fear. In all of Cupid's pageant there is presented no monster.
Nor nothing monstrous neither.
Nothing but our undertakings. When we vow to weep seas, live in fire, eat rocks, tame tigers. This is the monstrosity in love, lady, that the will is infinite and the execution confined, that the desire is boundless and the act a slave to limit.
They say all lovers swear more performance than they are able, yet reserve an ability that they never perform. They that have the voice of lions but the act of hares, are they not monsters?
Are there such? Such are not we. Praise us as we are tasted. Allow us as we prove. Troilus shall be as such to Cressida, as what envy can say worse shall be a mock for his truth. And what truth can speak truest, not truer than Troilus.
What? Blushing still? Are you not done talking yet?
Well, uncle, what folly I commit, I dedicate to you.
I thank you for that. If my lord get a boy of you, you'll give him me. If he flinch, chide me for it.
Boldness comes to me now and brings me to heart. Prince Troilus, I have loved you night and day for many weary months.
Why was my Cressida then so hard to win?
Hard to seem won, but I was one, my lord. With the first glance that ever, pardon me, if I confess much, you will play the tyrant. My thoughts were like unbridled children grown too headstrong for their mothers. Oh, see we fools, why have I blabbed? Who shall be true to us when we are so unsecret to ourselves? But though I loved you well, I wooed you not. And yet I wished myself a man, or that we women had men's privilege of speaking first. See your silence, cunning and dumbness, for my weakness draws my very soul of counsel. Stop my mouth.
And shall, howbeit sweet music issues thence.
'Twas not my purpose thus to beg a kiss, my lord. Oh, I am ashamed. Oh, heavens, what have I done? For that then will I take my leave.
What offends you, lady?
Sir, mine own company.
You cannot shun yourself.
Let me go and try. I have a kind of self resides with you, but an unkind self itself will leave to be another's fool. Oh, I would be gone. Where is my wit? I know not what I speak.
Well know they what they speak that speak so wisely.
Perchance, my lord, I showed more craft than love, and fell so roundly to a large confession to angle for your thoughts. But you are wise, or else you love me not, for to be wise and to love exceeds man's might. That dwells with the gods above.
That I thought it could be in a woman, as if it can, I will presume in you. To feed for aye her ramps and flames of love, outliving beauty's outward, with a mind that doth renew swifter than blood decays. I am as true as truth's simplicity, and simpler than the infancy of truth.
In that will war with you.
Oh, virtuous fight! When right with right wars, who shall be most right? True swains in love shall in the world to come approve their truths by Troilus, and their rhymes once similes. Truth tired with iteration, as true as steel, as plantage to the moon, as sun to day, as earth to the center. Yet, after all these comparisons of truth,
as true as Troilus shall crown up the verse.
Prophet may you be, if I be false or swerve a hair from truth, when time is old and hath forgot itself, and blind oblivion swallowed cities up to dusty nothing. Yet let memory from false to false, and false maids in love upbraid my falsehood. And when they said as false as water, as air, as wind, as sandy earth is stepping to her sun, yea, let them say, and stick the heart of falsehood, as false as Cressida.
Go to, a bargain made. Seal it. Here, I take your hand. Here, my cousins. If ever you prove false one to another, let all constant men be Troiluses, all false women Cressids, and all brokers between panders. Say amen.
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 Amen. And let Cupid grant all tongue-tied maidens here bed, chamber, pander to provide the gear.
Now, princes, for the service I have done you, the advantage of the time prompts me aloud to call for recompense. Appear it to your mind I've abandoned Troy, incurred a traitor's name, and here to do you service, and become as new into the world, strange, unacquainted. I do beseech you, as in way of taste, to give me now a little benefit.
What wouldst thou of us, Trojan? Make demand.
You've a Trojan prisoner called Antenor yesterday took. Troy holds him very dear. Oft have you desired my Cressida in right great exchange, but this Antenor, I know, is such a rest in their affairs that their negotiations all must slack. Wanting his manage, let him be sent, and he shall buy my daughter.
Let Diomedes bear him and bring us Cressid hither. Calchas shall have what he requests of us. Good Diomed, furnish you fairly in this interchange. Withal bring word if Hector will tomorrow be answered in his challenge. Ajax is ready.
This shall I undertake, and 'tis a burden which I am proud to bear.
What, comes the general to speak with me? You know my mind. I'll fight no more against Troy.
What says Achilles? Would he aught with us?
Would you, my lord, aught with the general?
No.
Nothing, my lord.
The better.
Ah, good day, good day.
How do you? How do you?
What, does the cuckold scorn me?
Now, Patroclus.
Good morrow, Ajax.
Aye. And a good next day, too.
What mean these fellows? Know they not Achilles?
They pass by strangely. They were used to bend to send their smiles before them to Achilles, to come as humbly as they used to creep to holy altars.
What, am I poor of late? 'Tis certain greatness, once fallen out with fortune, must fall out with men too. What the declined is, he shall soon see in the eyes of others as feel in his own fall. For men, like butterflies, show not their mealy wings, but to the summer, and not a man, for simply being a man, hath any honor. Oh, but 'tis not so with me. Fortune and I are friends, and I do enjoy at ample point all I did possess. Save for, methinks, these men's looks, who find out something not within me is such rich beholding, as they had often given. How now, Ulysses?
Now, great Thetis' son.
What are you reading?
A strange fellow here writes me. That man, how dearly ever parted, cannot make boast to have that which he hath, nor feels not what he owes but by reflection. As when his virtues shining upon others heat them, and they retort that heat again to the first giver.
This is not strange, Ulysses. the beauty that is born here in the face, the bearer knows not, but commends itself to others' eyes. Nor doth the eye itself, that most pure spirit of sense, behold itself, not going from itself, but eye to eye opposed salutes each other with each other's form. For speculation turns not to itself, till it has traveled and is mirrored there where it may observe itself. This is not strange, Ulysses.
I do not strain at the position, it is familiar, but at the author's drift who, in his circumstance, expressly proves that no man is the lord of anything till he communicate his parts to others. Now, I was much rapt in this, and apprehended here immediately the unknown Ajax. Heavens, what a man is there! A very horse that has, he knows not what. Now shall we see tomorrow an act that very chance to throw upon him. Ajax renowned. How some men creep in skittish fortune's hall, while others play the idiots in her eyes. How one man eats into another's pride, while pride is fasting in his wantonness. Oh. To see these Grecian lords, why even already they clap the lubber Ajax on the shoulder.
Oh, I do believe it. They passed me by as misers do by beggars. Neither gave me good word nor look. What are my deeds forgot?
Time hath my lord a wallet at his back, wherein he puts alms for oblivion. Those scraps are good deeds past, forgot as soon as done. Perseverance, dear my lord, keeps honor bright. The present eye praises the present object. Then marvel not, thou great and complete man, that all the Greeks begin to worship Ajax, since things in motion sooner catch the eye than what not stirs. The call went once on thee, and still it might, and yet it may again, if thou wouldst not entomb thyself alive and case thy reputation in thy tent.
Of this my privacy, I have strong reasons.
But against your privacy, the reasons are more potent and heroical. 'Tis known, Achilles, you're in love with one of Priam's daughters.
Known.
Is that a wonder? All the commerce you have had with Troy is perfectly as ours as yours, my lord. But it must grieve young Pyrrhus now at home, when all the Greekish girls shall tripping sing, great Hector's sister did Achilles win, but our Ajax bravely beat down him. Farewell, my lord. I, as your lover, speak. The fool slides o'er the ice that you should break.
To this effect, Achilles, have I moved you. A woman impudent and mannish grown is not more loath than an effeminate man in time of action. I stand condemned for this. They dig my little stomach to the war, and your great love to me restrains you thus. Sweet, rouse yourself, and the weak wanton Cupid shall from your neck unloose his amorous fold.
Shall Ajax fight with Hector?
Aye, and perhaps receive much honor by him.
I see my reputation is at stake. My fame is surely gored.
Oh, then beware. Those wounds heal ill that men do give themselves. And danger like an ague subtly taints even then when we sit idly in the sun.
Go call Thyestes hither. Sweet Patroclus. I'll send the fool to Ajax and desire him to invite the Trojan lords after the combat to see us here unarmed. We'll have a woman's longing to see Hector in his weeds of peace. Ah, labor saved.
Ajax goes up and down the field asking for himself.
How so?
He must fight singly tomorrow with Hector, and is so prophetically proud of a heroical crudgeling that he raves and saying nothing.
How can that be?
Why, he stalks up and down like a peacock. The man's undone forever, for if Hector break not his neck in the combat, he'll break it himself in vainglory. He knows not me. I said, "Good morrow, Ajax," and he replies, "Thanks, Agamemnon." What think you of this man that takes me for the general?
Thou must be my ambassador to him, Thyestes.
Who, I? Why, he'll answer to nobody. I will put on his presence. Let Patroclus make demands to me. You shall see the pageant of Ajax.
Damn Patroclus, tell him I humbly desire the most valiant Ajax to might the most valorous Hector to come unarmed to my tent, etc.
Jove bless great Ajax! I come from the worthy Achilles, who most humbly desires you to invite Hector to his tent to procure safe conduct from Agamemnon.
Agamemnon!
Aye, my lord. Say you to it?
God be with you with all my heart.
Your answer
orders, sir!
Fare you well with all my heart.
Come, thou shalt bear a letter to him straight.
Let me bear another to his horse, for that's the more capable creature.
My mind is troubled like a fountain stirred. I myself see not the bottom of it.
Would the fountain of your mind were clear again, that I might water an ass at it.
Dear, trouble not yourself. The morn is cold. To bed. To bed. Sleep kill those pretty eyes. Give us soft attachment to thy senses as infants, empty of all thought.
Are you aweary of me?
Cressida, but that the busy day, waked by the lark, hath roused the ribald crows, and dreaming night will hide our joys no longer. I would not from thee.
Night hath been too brief. Prithee, tarry. You men will never tarry. Oh, foolish Cressida. I might have still held off, and then you might have tarried. Hark, there's one up.
How now, how go maidenheads? Here, you maid, where's my cousin Cressida?
Go hang yourself, you naughty mocking uncle. You bring me to do, and then you flout me too.
Alas, poor wretch. Ah, poor Cappuccia. Hast thou not slept tonight? Would he not, the naughty man, let it sleep? A bugbear take him.
Would that he were knocked in the head. Who's at the door? Good uncle, go and see. My lord, come you again into my chamber. You smile and mock me as if I meant naughtily. Come, you are deceived. I thought of no such thing. I would not for half of joy have you seen here.
Who's there? What's the matter? Will you beat down the door?
Good morrow, Lord, good morrow. Is not Prince Troilus here?
Is he here, say you? 'Tis more than I know. For my own part, I came in late. What should he do here?
How now? What's the matter?
Prince Troilus, I scarce have letters to look to. The matter at hand is rash. There is the Grecian Diomed, and he has brought to us our Antenor. But forthwith we must turn over to him the hand of the Lady Cressida.
Is it so concluded?
By Priam and the general state of Troy, they are at hand and ready to effect it.
How my achievements mock me. I will go meet them. And my lord Aeneas, we met by chance. You did not find me here.
Good, good, my lord. The secrets of nature have not more gift in taciturnity.
The young prince will go mad. A plague upon Antenor. I would they had broke his neck.
How now? Who is here? Where's my lord? Gone? Tell me, sweet uncle, what's the matter?
Thou must be gone. Niece, thou must be gone. Thou art changed for Antenor. Thou must to thy father and be gone from Troilus. 'Twill be his death. 'Twill be his bane. He cannot bear it.
Oh, you immortal gods. I will not go.
Thou must.
I will not, uncle. I forgot my father. I know no touch of consanguinity, no kin, no love, no blood, no soul so near to me as the sweet Troilus. Oh, you gods above, make Cressida's name the very crown of falsehood if ever she leaves Troilus. Time, force, and death, do to this body what extremes you can. But the strong base and building of my love is at the very center of the earth, drawing all things to it. I'll go in and weep.
Do.
Tear my bright hair, scratch my praised cheeks, crack my clear voice with sobs, and break my heart with the sounding Troilus. I will not go from Troy.
Good, my brother Troilus. Tell you the lady what she is to do and haste her to the purpose.
I'll bring her to the Grecian presently, and to his hand when I deliver her. Think of it an altar. My brother Troilus, priest there offering to it his own heart.
I know what 'tis to love, and would, as I shall pity, I could help.
Be moderate. Be moderate.
Why tell you me of moderation? The grief is fine, full perfect that I taste, and violenteth in a sense as strong as that which causeth it. How can I moderate it? My love admits no qualifying draws. no more my grief in such a precious loss.
Here he comes.
Oh, Troilus, Troilus.
Cressida, I love thee in so strained a purity that the blessed gods, as angry with my fancy, take thee from me.
Have the gods envy?
Aye, 'tis too plain a case.
And is it true that I am to go from Troy?
A hateful truth.
And from Troilus too?
From Troy and Troilus.
Is it possible?
We two, with so many thousand sighs did by each other, must poorly sell ourselves with the rude brevity and discharge of one. Injurious time now with a robber's haste, as many farewells as be stars in the heaven. With consigned kisses and distinct breath, he fumbles up into a lucid dew, and scants us with a single famished kiss, distasted with the salt of broken tears.
My lord, is the lady ready?
I must then to the Grecians.
No remedy.
Woeful Cressida amongst the merry Greeks. When shall we see again?
Hear me, my love. Be thou but true of heart.
I true. How now? What wicked deem is this?
I speak not be thou true as fearing thee, for I will throw my glove to death himself that there's no maculation in thy heart. But be thou true, say I, to fashion in my sequent protestation. Be thou true, and I will see thee. Wear this sleeve.
And you, this watch. When shall I see you?
I will corrupt the Grecian sentinels to give thee nightly visitation. But yet, be true.
Oh, heavens. Be true again?
Hear while I speak it, love. The Grecian youths are full of quality. Alas, a kind of godly jealousy, which I beseech you call a virtuous sin, makes me afeard.
Oh, heavens, you love me not.
Why I a villain, then? In this I do not call your faith into question, so mainly as my merit. Fair virtues all, to which the Greeks are most prompt and pregnant. But be not tempted.
Do you think I will?
No, but some things may be done that we will not, and sometimes we are devils to ourselves, when we will tempt the frailty of our powers, presuming on their changeful potency. Come, kiss, and let us part.
Brother Troilus.
Good brother, come you hither, and bring Aeneas and the Grecian with you.
My lord, will you be true?
Fear not my truth. The moral of my wit is plain and true. There's all the reach of it. Welcome, Sir Diomed. Here is the lady which for Antenor we deliver you. At the port, Lord, I'll give her to thy hand. Entreat her fair, and by my soul, fair Greek, if e'er thou stand at the mercy of my sword, name Cressida, and thy life shall be as safe as Priam is in Ilion.
Fair Lady Cressida, so please, save the thanks this prince expects. The luster in your eye, heaven in your cheek, pleads your fair usage, and to Diomed you shall be mistress and command him wholly.
I tell thee, Lord of Greece, she is as far high-soaring o' thy praises as thou one worthy to be called her servant. I'll charge thee use her well, for if thou dost not, I'll cut thy throat.
Oh, be not moved, Prince Troilus. I'll answer to my lust. And know this, Prince, I'll nothing do on charge, but to her own worth she shall be prized.
Lady, give me your hand. And as we walk, bend we to ourselves our needful talk.
Hark, Hector's trumpet. The prince must think me tardy and remiss. 'Tis Troilus' fault. Come to field with him.
Here art thou, an appointment fresh and fair, anticipating time with starting courage. Give with thy trumpet a loud note to Troy.
Thou trumpet, there's my purse. Now crack thy lungs and split thy brazen pipe. Come, stretch thy chest and let thy eyes spurt blood. Thou blowest for Hector.
Is not yon Diomed with Calchas' daughter?
'Tis he.
Is this the Lady Cressida?
Even she.
Most dearly welcome to the Greeks, sweet lady.
Our general doth salute you with a kiss.
I'll take what wintered from your lips, fair lady. Achilles bids you welcome.
I had good argument for kissing once.
But
but that's no argument for kissing now. For the poppet Paris in his hardiment, imparted thus you end your argument.
O deadly gall and theme of all our scorns, from which we lose our head to gild his horns.
The first was Menelaus' kiss, this mine. Patroclus kisses you.
Oh, this is trim.
Paris and I kiss evermore for him.
I'll have my kiss, sir. Lady, by your leave.
In kissing, do you render or receive?
Both take and give.
I'll make my match to live. The kiss you take is better than you give. Therefore, no kiss.
I'll give you boot. I'll give you 3 for 1.
You are an odd man. Give even or give none.
An odd man, lady, every man is odd.
No, Paris is not. For you know 'tis true that you are odd and he is even with you.
It were no match, your nail against his horn. May I, sweet lady, beg a kiss of you?
Why, beg then.
Why then, for Venus' sake, give me a kiss when Helen's a maid again, and his.
I am your debtor, claim when 'tis due.
Never's my day. And then a kiss from you.
My lady, a word. I'll bring you to your father.
A woman of quick sense.
Fie upon her! There's language in her eye, her cheek, her lip. Nay, her foot speaks, and her wanton spirits look out at every joint and motive of her body.
Yonder comes the troop.
Hail, all you state of Greece! What shall be done to him that victory commands? Or, you propose a victor shall be found? Hector bade ask.
Which way would Hector have it?
He cares not. He'll obey conditions.
'Tis done like Hector, but securely done. Though proudly and a great deal misprizing the knight opposed.
If not Achilles, sir, what is your name?
If not Achilles, nothing.
In the extremity of great and little, valor and pride excel themselves in Hector. And this Ajax is half Hector's blood, in love whereof half Hector stays at home. Half heart, half hand, half Hector comes to seek this blended knight, half Trojan and half Greek.
A maiden battle then. Oh, I perceive thee.
Here, Sir Diomed. Go, gentle knight, stand by our Ajax. The combatants being kin have stints their strife before their strokes begin.
They are opposed already.
What Trojan is that same that looks so heavy?
The youngest son of Priam, a true knight, not yet mature, yet matchless, firm of word. His heart and hand both open, both free. For what he has, he gives. What he thinks, he shows. Manly is Hector, but far more dangerous. He, in heat of passion, is more vindictive than jealous love. They call him Troilus, and on him erect a second hope. Firmly built as Hector.
So please you.
I am not yet warm. Let us fight again.
As Hector pleases.
Why then will I know more. Thou art, great lord, my father's sister's son, a cousin German to great Priam's seed. The obligation of our blood forbids a gory emulation twixt us twain. The just gods gainsay that any drop thou borrowest from thy mother, my sacred aunt, should by my mortal sword be drained. Let me embrace thee, Ajax. By him that thunders thou hast lusty arms, cousin. All honor to thee.
I thank thee, cousin. Thou art too free and too gentle of a man. I came to kill thee, and bear hence a great addition earned in thy death.
There is expectations on both sides. What further will you do?
I would desire my famous cousin to our Grecian tents.
'Tis Agamemnon's wish, and good Achilles doth long to see unarmed the valiant Hector.
I have seen thee oft, thou gallant Trojan, when thou hast hung thy advanced sword in the air, not letting it decline on the decline, that I have said some my passers-by, lo, Jupiter is yonder dealing life, but this, thy countenance still locked in steel, I never saw till now. I knew thy grandsire, and once fought with him, he was a soldier good. Come, let an old man embrace thee, and worthy warrior, welcome to our tents.
Most reverend Nestor, I'm glad to clasp thee.
Now, Hector, I have fed my eyes on thee. With exact view pursued thee, Hector, and quoted joint by joint.
Is this Achilles?
Tell me, you heavens, in which part of his body shall I destroy him? Whether it be there, or there, or there? They give the local wound a name and make distinct the very breach route great Hector spared flew. Answer me, heavens!
It would discredit the blessed gods, proud man, to answer such a question. Stand again! Thinkest thou to catch my life so pleasantly as to prenominate in nice conjecture where thou wilt hit me dead?
Do not chafe thee, cousin. And Achilles, let these threats alone. Till accident or purpose bring you to it, ye shall have every day enough of Hector. If you have the stomach for it, I fear, the general state can scarce entreat you to be odd with him.
I pray you, let us see you in the field.
Dost thou entreat me, Hector? Tomorrow we shall meet. Bella's death. Tonight all friends.
Thy hand upon the match.
First, all you peers of Greece, go to my tent. Beat loud the tabourines, let the trumpets blow, that this great soldier may his welcome know.
My lord Ulysses, tell me, I beseech you, in what place of the field doth Calchas keep?
At Menelaus' tent, most princely Troilus. There Diomed doth feast tonight, who neither looks upon the heaven nor earth, but gives all gaze and bent on the amorous view of the fair Cressid.
Shall sweet lord be bound to you so much, after we part from Agamemnon's tent to bring me thither?
You shall command me, sir. As gentle, tell me, of what honor was this fair Cressida in Troy? Had she no lover there that wails her absence?
Sir, to such as boasting shows their scars a mock is due. Will you walk on, my lord? She was beloved. She loved. She is and doth, but still sweet love is food for fortune's tooth.
I'll heat his blood with Greekish wine tonight, which with my scimitar I'll cool tomorrow. Patroclus, let's feast him to the height.
Here come Thersites.
Little thou crusty batch of nature, thou core of envy. What's the news?
Why, thou picture of what thou seemest, an idol of idiot worshippers, here's a letter for thee.
From whence fragment?
Why, thou foolish a fool from Troy.
Well said, adversity. What need these tricks?
Prithee be silent, boy, I profit not by thy talk. Thou art thought to be Achilles' male varlet.
Male varlet, you rogue. What's that?
Why, his masculine whore. Now, the rotten diseases of the south, the guts griping, loads of gravel in the back, lethargies, raw eyes, bladder full of imposthume, incurable bone ache, take against such preposterous discoveries.
Why, thou damnable box of envy, thou, what meanest thou to curse thus?
Do I curse thee?
Why, no, you ruinous butt. You whoreson indistinguishable cur, no.
No? Why art thou then exasperate, thou idle, immaterial skein of sleeve silk, thou green sarcenet flap for a sore eye, thou tassel of a prodigal's purse, thou? Out go! Finchag.
Patroclus.
Thwarted quite from my great purpose in tomorrow's battle. Come, Thersites, help to trim my tent. This night of banqueting must all be sped. Away, Patroclus.
With too much blood and too little brain, these two may run mad. Here's Agamemnon, an honest fellow enough, but he has not so much brain as earwax. His brother, the bull, the primitive statue and oblique memorial of cupholds, Ask me not what I would be if I were not Thersites, for I care not to be the louse of a Lazar, so I were not Menelaus.
So now, fair Prince of Troy, I bid good night. Ajax commands the guard to tend on you.
Good night to the Greeks, General.
Good night, sweet lord.
Good night, sweet Menelaus. Old Nestor tarries, and you too, Diomed. Keep Hector company an hour or two.
I cannot, lord. I have important business the tide whereof is now. Good night, great Hector.
And so good night.
Follow him to Calchas' tent. I'll keep you company.
Sweet sir, you honor me.
That same Diomed's a false-hearted rogue, a most unjust knave. I would no more trust him when he leers than I will a serpent when he hisses. The sun borrows of the moon when Diomed keeps his word. They say he keeps a Trojan drab and uses the traitor Calchas' tent. I'll after. Nothing but lechery, all incontinent varlets.
What are you up here, host? Speak.
Stand where the torch may not discover us.
Cressida comes forth to him.
How now, my charge?
Now, sweet guardian,
Hark, a word with you.
Yea, so familiar.
She will sing any man at first sight.
And any man may sing her if he can take her cliff. She's noted.
But will you remember?
Remember, yes.
But do then, and let your mind be coupled with your words.
What should she remember?
Sweet guardian Greek, tempt me no more to folly.
Roguery.
Foe. Come, tell a pin, you are forsworn.
In faith, I cannot. What would you have me do?
That which you did swear you would bestow on me.
I prithee, do not hold me to mine oath. Bid me do anything but that, sweet Greek.
Good night.
Hold patience.
How now, Trojan?
Diomed!
No, good night, I'll be your fool no more.
I better must.
Hark.
A word in your ear.
Nay, good my lord, go off. You flow to great distraction.
Pray you stay. By hell and all hell's torments, I will not speak a word.
And so good night.
Nay, but you pardon anger.
Doth that grieve thee? Withered truth.
Guardian, why Greek?
You shake, my lord, at something. Will you go?
She strokes his cheek.
How the devil luxury with his fat rump and potato finger tickles these together. Fry, lechery, fry.
But will you then?
In faith, I will. Law never trust me else.
Give me some token for the surety of it.
I'll go fetch you one.
You have sworn patience.
Fear me not, sweet lord. Not be myself, nor have cognition of what I feel. I'm all patience.
Now the pledge, now.
here. Diomed, keep this sleeve.
Beauty, where is thy faith?
You look unto that sleeve. Behold it well. He loved me. Oh, foul wench, give it to me again.
Whose was it?
It is no matter. Now I have it again. I will not meet with you tomorrow. I prithee, Diomed, visit me no more.
Now she sharpens. Well said, Whetstone.
I shall have it.
Oh, gods. Oh, pretty, pretty pledge. Thy master now lies in his bed, thinking of thee and me, and sighs, and takes my glove and gives memorial dainty kisses to it as I give to thee. Nay, do not snatch it from me. He that takes that doth take my heart withal.
I had your heart before. This follows it.
You shall not have it, Diomed. In faith, you shall not. I'll get you something else.
I shall have this. Whose was it?
'Twas one's that loved me better than you will, but you have it. Take it.
Whose was it?
By all Diana's waiting woman yond, and by herself I will not tell you whose.
Shall wear it in my helm tomorrow, and grieve his spirit that dares not challenge it.
Wert thou the devil, and thou warst on thy horn, it should be challenged.
Well, 'tis done, 'tis past. And yet 'tis not. I will not keep my word.
And so good night. Thou shalt never mock Diomed again.
You shall not go. One cannot say a word, but it straight starts you.
I do not like this fooling.
Nor I by Pluto. That likes not you pleases me best.
What shall I come the hour?
I come. O Jove, do come. I shall be plagued.
Farewell till then.
Do come. Troilus, farewell. One eye yet looks on thee, yet with my heart the other eye doth see. Poor our sex.
A proof of strength she could not publish more, unless she said, my mind is now turned whore.
All's done, my lord.
It is.
Why stay we then?
To make a recordation to my soul of every syllable that here was spoke. So yet there is a credence in my heart that doth invert the attest of eyes and ears, as if those organs had deceptious functions. Was Cressida here?
I cannot conjure, Trojan.
Let it not be believed! For womanhood! Think, we had mothers. Do not give advantage to stubborn critics, apt without a theme to square the general sex by Cressida's rule. Rather think this not Cressida.
What hath she done, prince, that can soil our mothers?
Nothing at all. Unless that this were she.
Will he swagger himself out on's own eyes?
This she? No. This is Diomed's Cressida. If beauty have a soul, this is not she. If souls guide vows, if vows guide sanctimonies, if sanctimonies be the God's delight, this is and is not Cressida. Cressida is mine. Tied with the bonds of heaven, instance, strong as heaven itself. The bonds of heaven are slipped, dissolved, and loose. The fractions of her faith, of her o'er-eaten love, are bound to Diomed.
May worthy Troilus be hath attached, which that with here his passion doth express.
Aye, Greek! And that shall be divulged well in characters as red as Mars' heart inflamed with Venus. Never did young man fancy with so eternal and so fixed a soul. Heart, Greek. As much as I do Cressid love, so much by weight hate I her Diomed. That sleeve is mine, he'll bear on his helm, my sword should bite it. Cressid. False Cressid. False, false, false! Let all untruth stand by thy stained name, and they'll seem glorious.
Would I could meet that rogue Diomed, I would croak like a raven, I would bode. Lechery, lechery, still wars and lechery, nothing else holds fashion. A burning devil take them.
When was my lord so much ungently tempered to stop his ears against admonishment? Unarm, and do not fight today.
You train me to offend you. Get you in. By the everlasting gods I'll go.
My dreams will sure prove ominous to the day.
No more, I say.
Where's my brother Hector?
Here, sister, armed and bloody in intent, consort with me in loud and dear petition. Pursue we him on knees, for I have dreamed of bloody turbulence, and this whole night hath nothing been but shapes and forms of slaughter.
Oh, 'tis true.
Ho! Bid my trumpet sound.
No, not so Sally, for the heavens, sweet brother.
Be gone, I say. The gods have heard me swear.
The gods are deaf to hot and peevish vows. They are polluted offerings more abhorred than spotted livers in the sacrifice.
Who be persuaded? Do not count it holy to hurt by being just, for it is as lawful, and we would give much, to use violent thefts and rob in the behalf of charity.
It is the purpose that makes strong the vow, but vows to every purpose must not hold. Unarmed, sweet Hector.
Hold you still, I say. Mine honor keeps the weather of my fate. Lie every man holds dear, but the brave man holds honor far more precious dear than life. How now, young man? Meanest thou to fight today?
Sandra, call on thy father to persuade.
No faith, young Troilus. Doff thy harness, youth. Today I stand in the vein of chivalry. Let thy sinews grow till their knots be strong, and tempt not yet the bushes of the war. Unarm thee go, and doubt thyself not, brave boy. Today I stand for thee and me and Troy.
Who should withhold me?
Not fate, obedience, nor the hand of Mars beckoning with fiery trunky in my retire. Not Priamus and Hecuba on knees, their eyes o'ergalled with recourse of tears. Not you, my brother, with your true sword drawn, opposed to hinder me, should stop my way, but by my ruin.
Lay hold upon him, Priam, hold him fast, he's thy crutch. Know if thou lose thy stay, thou on him leaning, and all of Troy on thee fall all together.
Come, Hector, come, go back. Thy wife hath dreamed, thy mother hath had visions, Cassandra doth foresee, and I myself am like a prophet, suddenly enwrapped to tell thee that this day is ominous. Therefore come back.
You know me dutiful, dear sir. Therefore let me not shame respect, but by your leave take that course with your consent and voice which you do here forbid me, royal Priam.
Oh, Priam, yield not to them.
Do not, dear father.
Andromache! I am offended with you. Upon the love you bear me, get you in.
Farewell, dear Hector. Look how thou diest. Look how thou eye turns pale. Look how thy wounds do bleed at many vents. Hark, how Troy roars, how Hecuba cries out, how poor Andromache shrills her dollars forth. Behold, distraction, frenzy, and amazement like witless antics one another meet, and all cry, Hector! Hector is dead. Oh, Hector!
Away! Away!
Farewell. It's soft. Hector, take my leave. Thou dost thyself and all our Troy deceive.
You are amazed, my liege, at her exclaim. Go in and cheer the town. We'll forth and fight. Do deeds worth of praise, and tell you them at night.
Farewell. The gods with safety stand about thee.
Hark, they are at it again. Proud Diomed believe, I come to lose my arm or win my sleeve.
Do you hear, my lord? Do you hear?
What now?
Here's a letter from yon poor girl.
Let me read.
A whoreson, Tisic, a whoreson. Rascally Tisic so troubles me. And the foolish fortune of this girl. What says she there?
Words. Words. Mere words. No matter from the heart. Go win to win. They're turn and change together. My love with words and errors still she feeds, and edifies another with her deeds.
Now are they clapper-clawing one another? I'll go look on. That dissembling, abominable varlet's Diomed has got that foolish young knave sleeve there in his elf. I would fain see them meet. And is the cur Ajax now prouder than the cur Achilles, and will not arm today? Whereupon the Grecians begin to proclaim barbarism.
Fly not! For shouldst thou take the river Styx, I would swim after.
Thou dost miscall retire. I do not fly, but advantageous care withdrew me from the odds of the multitude. Have at thee!
Trojan, now the sleeve, now the sleeve.
Renew! Renew! Bastard Margarelan hath Doria's prisoner, and stands Colossus-wise, waving his beam upon the pashed corpses of the kings Epistephus and Cedius. Polyxenus is slain. Patroclus ta'en or slain. Haste we, Diomed, to reinforcement, or we perish all.
Go! Bear Patroclus' body to Achilles, and bid the snail-paced Ajax on for shame. There are 1,000 Hectors in the field, and there the strawy Greeks fall down before them.
Courage, princes! Achilles is arming, weeping, cursing, vowing vengeance. Patroclus' wounds has roused his drowsy blood.
Where is this Hector? Come, come, boy, Queller, show thy face. No one is to meet Achilles angry! Hector! Where is Hector? I will have none but Hector!
Troilus! That coward Troilus, show thy head!
Troilus! I say, where's Troilus?
What wouldst thou?
I would correct him.
Were I the general, thou should have my office. Yeah, that correction. What? Troilus!
O traitor Diomed, turn thy false face, thou traitor! And pay thy life thou owest me for my horse.
Stand alone, Diomed. I'll fight him myself.
Ajax hath taken Aeneas, shall it be? No, by the flame of yonder glorious heaven, he shall not carry him. I'll be taken too, or bring him off. Fate, hear me what I say. I reck not though I end my life today.
Oh.
Hear about me, you my myrmidons. Mark what I say, attend me where I wheel. Strike not a stroke, keep yourselves in breath. And when I have the bloody Hector found, impale him with your weapons round about. In fellest manner, execute your aims. Follow me, sirs, in my proceeding high. It is decreed Hector the Great must die.
And fight.
What art thou?
Bastard son of Priam.
I am a bastard too. I love bastards. I am a bastard begot, bastard instructed, bastard in mind, bastard in valor, and everything illegitimate. One bear will not bite another, wherefore should one bastard? Take heed, the quarrel's most ominous to us. If the son of a whore fight for a whore, he tempts judgment. Farewell, bastard!
Devil take thee, coward!
Most putrefied core, so fair without. Thy goodly armor hath cost thy life. Now is my day's work done, I'll take good breath. Rest, sword, thou hast thy fill of blood and death.
Look, Hector, how the sun begins to set. How evil night comes breathing at its heels. Even with the veil and darkening of the sun. To close the day up, Hector's life is done.
I'm unarmed. Forgo this vantage, Greek.
So, Ilion, fall thou next. Now, Troy, sink down. Here lies thy heart, thy sinew and thy bones. On you, Myrmidons, to cry you all remains. Achilles hath the mighty Hector slain. Hark. Retire upon our Grecian part.
The Trojan trumpet sounds alike, my lord.
The dragon Leonid overspreads the earth. And stickler like the armies separate. My half-sup sword, I frankly would have fed. I was pleased with this dainty bait. This goes to bed. Come, tie his body to my horse's tail. Along the field I will the Trojan trail.
Let it be. Great Hector was a man as good as he.
March patiently along. Let one be sent to pray Achilles see us at our tent. If in his death the gods have us befriended, great Troy is ours, and our sharp wars are ended.
Stand ho! Yet are we masters of the field. Never go home. Here, starve we up the night.
Hector is slain.
Hector, the gods forbid.
He's dead. Yet the murderer's horse's tail dragged in beastly sort through the shameful field. Frown on, you heavens. Affect your rage with speed. Sit gods upon your thrones and smile at Troy. I say at once, let your brief plagues be mercy, and linger not our sure destruction on.
My lord, you do discomfort all the host.
You understand me not that tell me so. I do not speak of flight, of fear, of death, but dare all imminence that gods and men address their dangers in. Hector is gone. Who shall tell Priam so? Or Hecuba? Go into Troy and say there Hector's dead. There's a word will Priam turn to stone. Scare Troy out of itself. But march away. Hector is dead. There is no more to say. Now, great-sized coward, no space of earth shall sunder our two hates. I'll haunt thee like a wicked conscience still that moldeth goblins swift as frenzy's thoughts. Strike a free march to Troy! With comfort go. Hope of revenge will hide our inward woe.
Ah, a goodly medicine for my aching bones. O world, 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 thus is the poor agent despised. O traitors and bawds, how earnestly are you set a work, and how ill requited.
Why should our play, our endeavor, be so loved, yet the performance so loathed? What verse for it? What instance for it?
Let me see. Full merrily the humble bee doth sing, till he hath lost his honey and his sting, and being once subdued with armed tail, sweet honey and sweet notes together fail.
Brethren and sisters of the hold door trade, some 2 months hence my will shall here be made. It should be now, but that my fear is this, that some galled goose of Winchester would hiss.
Till then, I'll sweat and seek about for eases, and at that time bequeath you my diseases.
applause to these amazing actors up here on the stage. Thank you guys. You're awesome. I'd also like to give a huge thank you to the Clarice for having us and to my amazing assistant directors, Elias and Kate, who made this show possible.